Hello, YouTube. Welcome to tonight's analysis and first thoughts of BEASTARS Season 3, because I am not calling that the final season. This is the first thing that initially pissed me off with the show. Here's everything I'm going to talk about, so I'm going to try and keep it short. So, they branded this as the final season. It was 12 episodes. Every other season has been 12 episodes. Turns out it's a final season part 1. Tell me what differentiates. I mean, like, I kind of understand it in one scenario, and that's if this season's plot heavily connects with next season's plot. And because, like, part 1, or season 1 and season 2, were pretty closely connected, whereas like this season was establishing a lot of new shit. So if they keep building out this new shit, but what I think they're just gonna like take it in a billion different directions. It didn't feel like a final season. It felt like a setup for a final. And the last thing I'm going to talk about with this is that there was like no marketing for this. I watched like season 1 and season 2 when they came out. And I just like didn't hear about this one at all. Alright. Let's get into the plot. Cause babes, it's a little messy. We learned that Legoshi is going through meat withdrawals from when he spoilers. We learned that Legoshi is going through meat withdrawals from when he ate Louis' leg. And so he's living in this shitty apartment, and he's working at this noodle shop. In this noodle shop, he spends a lot of time there. It's really nice. It's like mostly him and his boss, and like whoever he's talking to that day. So like Juno comes in, and we get filled in on her storyline, and it's pretty cute. But then the main plot focuses around this energy drink, and it's this drink that makes carnivores go insane if they've ever eaten meat before. And it's just being like peddled on the street, and it's being peddled by this guy named Melon. He's the main antagonist, and I think he's going to be the main antagonist for the rest of the series. They set him up pretty good this season. He is the new boss of the Shishigumi, except they're still pretty loyal to Louis, so that's kind of cool. This plot's very like connected. All the characters are connected together. The second main new guy is Yaya, and he is the current Beastar. He's like this crazy weird horse dude. He's pretty dope. I liked him a lot. But he's also kind of like crazy and like very racist. There's a lot of very, very racist characters that we'll get into later. And he used to work with Legoshi's grandfather, Gosha, who's a Komodo dragon, and that gets into the mixed plot line where they talk about like mixed breed animals and like the racism that they experience, basically. Except it's not like a race. It's more like ableism, because people see them as like genetic freaks, but like, yeah, it's like making fun of someone with a disability. And this all connects to Legoshi, because obviously it does, because he beats up some dudes pushing the energy drinks, and then he like gets pretty much conscripted by Yaya to come do some like extremely dangerous work for him as a 17-year-old teenager. And Yaya reads his case file and is just like, I fucking hate this kid. So you're kind of set up to hate him. And all of this connects back to the black market politics and everything going on there. you get to see how you see like the four main different gangs, and how like the Shishigumi are kind of willing to go through a bunch of shit because there's a bunch of different competitors. You also see like how the strip club side of this works, and like the kind of parties and power that, you know, go on there. And the black market is honestly more thought out than like the school was as an environment. And I find that pretty cool. This also affects, you know, like Louis' plot line with his dad and his setup marriage, but we're gonna get into that a little bit more once we start talking about gays. So, to recap, the main plot lines are the energy drink that's making people crazy, and the reason why their Melon is pushing this energy drink, and he has like people working with him, but the main reason why he's pushing it is because he thinks that like carnivores suck, and he just kind of wants to cause chaos. But the real brains behind this operation is the civet, who I love. He's one of my new favorite characters because he's like so fucking weird. But he's very racist, and he's like, all of the carnivores, if they eat meat at all, they should like die. They should all kill each other. He's kind of like war on drugs sort of thinking. It's like if the government like gave out like meth and then like infected the needles with like HIV. If it would be more like if the government gave out heroin because you don't inject meth. Anyways, on to the gays. The drama club has this whole segregation arc, and it's like really fucking boring, but it's probably gonna have a bigger role in part 2. But this sets up Pina because he quits the drama club because he's like, I just realized I love men. I love big strong predators. And he's like, if I can't be with them, if I can't be with the carnivores, then I'm out. And I thought that was very funny. Legoshi keeps thinking about Louis, keeps thinking about how he ate his leg. When Legoshi gets shot, Louis like, oh my god, I feel him. You digging at me. I heard something about Gosha and Yaya being like canonically gay in the manga for each other, or like they were kind of partners. But I don't know if that's true or not. But it did not show up here. Melon felt very gay. Him and Legoshi have this like kind of homo understanding of each other. Legoshi also is like, I think you're beautiful. I don't know why I made this a section of the video. Oh, because it matters. Because in case you are kind of bad at understanding media, devouring and violence and sex in this show are all completely connected. And, you know, think about it. If you've seen Nosferatu, he's like, I am appetite. Like, also, all of the devouring scenes are played like sex scenes. And also, same thing with the violence. Legoshi literally beats the shit out of someone, and he's like, this is who I am. He's like basically coming out and accepting himself while beating like somebody nearly to death. So it's like, you need to, you know, read a little bit in between the lines, you know, maybe pay attention in ELA. Anyways, one of the highlights of this entire season was we got a bunch of photos of baby Legoshi, and he's like a puppy, and it's so cute. There's photos in episode 1, and I think in episode 11 or 12, the one where he's in the hospital. Ideologies, I already kind of talked about this, but a lot of people are very racist in this, and they have like, and also there's like these liberals who are like, we should all live together. But then Haru's kind of like, yeah, you guys are kind of ideal, or you guys kind of got big dreams and aren't really tapped into what's going on in reality. Because like devourings are getting worse, but they're like, we can all live together. The other shit that we care about, mixes. This is a big deal in this season. Melon is a mix. Legoshi being a mix is a big deal. Yaya's constantly talking about mixes. Random characters are talking about mixes and how it's weird. They talk about how there are like mixed I'm not gonna say mixed race couples. There are interspecies couples, and how it's kind of like a fashion statement, especially if it's like a predator and a prey, because because it's kind of dangerous still. And that, you can read that like HIV, you know, where it's like the homosexual relationships are like, they do have higher chances of like HIV. Gay people have higher chances of like suicide, just like the mixes do. You know, you need to like a lot of things in this show can be allegories for a lot of things, and whatever you want to think about, just like map it onto the show. Legoshi's growth. So, as a reminder, at the end of season 2, him and Louis, using the power of gay cannibalism, took down the polar bear because he was the devourer after Legoshi made out with the polar bear. Anyways, now in season 3, he has meat withdrawals. He almost attacks, well, he does attack his neighbor, and almost devours her, but it's like not as violent as it was with Haru, and he kind of snaps out of it. He learns that because of the devouring incident with Louis, he's not allowed to marry interspecies, and this like crushes him. And like, this is the most obvious like interracial marriage or gay marriage allegory that's kind of out there. Oh yeah. So as Legoshi recovers from his meat withdrawals, the energy drink things are getting worse. He gets called up to Yaya's place. Yaya starts beating the shit out of him. And then Legoshi gets on his knee, and then he's like, get on your knees and apologize for being a predator. Or not a fuck. He says, get on your knees and apologize for being a carnivore. Apologize for your nature. And Legoshi does, and then he stands up and he rips his fangs out in one of the most brutal moments of the entire show. And it was gnarly. And I think it's like this like self-sacrifice kind of like, where it's like he feels like he needs to like repent for something. And like a lot of his growth with Seven, a lot of that side plot is about him not needing to feel guilty about like just being his nature. Don't feel guilty about your nature, you know? Good message there. Then after ripping his fangs out, he recovers at Gohan's place, or he recovers at the panda's place, and he almost kisses Haru, but doesn't in the black market, which was like a weird moment. Then he gets put up to a mission with Yaya and gets shot in the stomach. And this like unlocks his mom trauma and helps him recover from that. And makes him feel like, wow, I think I can really connect to Melon, because my mom was mixed and she killed herself, and you know, he's mixed, and I feel like I can understand him. And he goes on this healing arc for like an episode where he talks to his dead mom and like hangs out with his new seal friend who's awesome. And then he thinks that he's like found a vulnerability in Melon, that like he's like nobody understands him, but he's just really sentimental. And then Melon shows up and shoots him in the fucking ear, just like blows his fucking head off. It's crazy. And he's just like totally betrayed, and he's about to get thrown in the ocean. And that is where it leaves off. So for the future, I think that Legoshi is gonna pop out, revenge arc, go insane, like get a gun or something, and like just start killing people. I don't know. I think the series is headed in a good direction. I'm interested where it's headed. I think that it should take advantage of its side characters a little bit more, and maybe like it's okay to kill off characters. I don't want any of the characters to die, but a surprisingly small amount of named characters died this season. Like the Shishigumi. I like them, I care about them, but their arc is complete. You can kill them off or like replace them with like the lizards or something. I don't know. They did have a cute moment with Louis though, and that was sweet. That's kind of it. I'm still very mad about the final season fake out, because I watched it all in one night because I thought it was going to be over. If they release a movie, oh my god, if they decide to release like a season and then a movie to finish it, that theater is gonna reek. That theater is gonna smell so bad. They can't do that. They can't. Anyways, I would give BEASTARS the final season a 6 out of 10. It's like slightly above passable. I will say the action was really good, but yeah, there was just like a lot of issues with the pacing, a lot of issues with what I felt was like important. Because it's kind of turning into a political thriller, or like a political drama, more like. And that's okay. But like it was like a high school drama at some point with like characters that like kind of acted like normal people. And like Legoshi acts like a normal person, and some of the other characters do, but fucking Yaya and Melon and Gosha acts pretty normal. But they're total freaks. They're total freaks. So because this is getting more and more fantastical, and I'm feeling less and less personally invested in the story as it goes on, like I care about Legoshi, but that's it. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Until next time. Ow! Hey guys, I filmed this in a closet because I'm at my parents' house. But back to more regular episodes soon. We filmed a Nosferatu video, me and my friends, that should be up today. Yeah, that's all. Poop.